And then, right, look, this is where it gets strange. I just had this instinct to walk into the water. And not in like a morbid way. I just somehow knew that I wouldn't be harmed if I kept walking into the water. And so the sun came over the horizon. I found myself walking towards it. The deeper I go in, the higher the water climbs, the more sure I am that no harm will come to me. And the water reaches my waist and my chest and the tip of my chin and my eyes, and then do you remember the story of Tir na Nog? It's like a sort of paradise, an old Celtic story, not very Catholic at all. Tir na Nog is a feyland. Its name means eternal youth, where no one grows old, no one ever gets sick, and no one ever dies. And there was this man who went there. He fell in love with a fae and went with her to the land of Tir na Nog. But eventually, after a few years, he missed his family. And he begged her to let him go home. And he didn't understand why she wouldn't let him go. She said she was protecting him. He said she was jealous. She was keeping him for herself, and she was cruel. And eventually she couldn't bear to see him suffer any longer. So she granted him permission on one condition: that he did not seek out the people he knew before, and he did not step foot off the white horse he rode. So off he went back to Ireland, but when he got there, nobody knew him. And he found that everyone he knew was dead and gone, or older and bitter. Although in Fae time he'd only been gone a few months, in the land of the living he'd been gone decades, maybe even hundreds of years. And his house was empty, stone cold like a mausoleum, and the people who lived there weren't people he knew. Maybe he knew them once, he couldn't be sure. So he rode out across the plains back towards the beach, unsure of what to do or where to go, and on his way he saw a woman crying. She was so angry and so sad, and he stepped off his horse to help her. But in the moment he touched the ground, the weight of the years he'd been gone crushed him, and he turned to dust. His fairy wife was not trying to keep him for herself when she forbade him from seeking out the people he left behind. She was trying to protect him from their grief. So I'm walking into the ocean, and the sun is almost setting, and it's cold, and there's this rising feeling of cold and dark and wet, and the water comes over me, and I take one last breath. And I'm under, and the ground beneath my feet just falls away, and when I look up, there's nothing above me and nothing below. It's just dark. Just dark. And then suddenly it's not. And that's where I am. Tir na Nog. I'm sorry that I left you. I'm sorry I left you to change without me. I'm sorry that I chose to protect myself from ever losing someone by forcing you to lose me. I'm sorry. I read this thing recently by Nick Cave. His son died in an accident. He was only 15. And he runs this blog where he talks to people about how they cope and what helped him and how he learned to accept it. And can you turn that thing off? And in this thing I read, he says this really profound thing about grief. There's this kind of anger. He says it's an anger that is pure and holy, and that anger connects us to the people we lose in a way that we often feel sort of protects them, or their memory at least. Like it shields them from the world and what everyone else wanted their memory to be, and it makes us possessive over them almost. It's healthy to feel angry when you think of someone you lost too soon. It's essential to be angry. But it's also tiring for you to be constantly on guard of her memory on your own. Like, I know no one knows her the way you did. But if you just let yourself soften out of the anger for a moment, I promise nothing bad is going to happen if you let yourself grieve when you need to.